Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Leo of the Land. And I know many of you say that you don't see some of the stories that are featured in the mainstream media. Well, we're proud to bring you the news fresh, hot off the press from Israel. And I'm Raylene Marks, and without further ado, let's take a look at today's top stories. We are the day after Election Day, and I know many people are waiting with bated breath as to what the final results are. Now, we're only 97% of the way through counting the votes, and the final results may only be published on Monday. But yesterday, Israelis came out in record numbers that hadn't been seen since 1999 to vote in our third set of elections in the space of 1 year. So where we are standing is as follows. Netanyahu's Likud party have seemingly won the election. However, we still have not got a final tally. But where we stand at the moment is the Likud party have 36 seats. The Blue and White, led by Benny Gantz, has 32 seats. The Joint Arab List has 15 seats. And the man they call the Kingmaker, Yisrael Beiteinu, have 7 seats. And of course, there are other parties that have maybe the same or lower. But those are the main parties that everybody is going to focus on. Now, it wouldn't be an election without a little bit of controversy. And earlier today, Israel's corruption watchdog filed a petition with Israel's High Court saying that Prime Minister Netanyahu should not be given the opportunity to form a government because he is facing indictment. Now, Netanyahu will want to get his coalition started and signed before his trial starts on the 17th of March. And because we're in unprecedented waters, we don't really know what to expect. But there's nothing really in the law that says that he cannot form a government. And in fact, just before these elections, Israel's Attorney General Avichai Mandelblit said that should Netanyahu's party win, which it has, he still will have the opportunity to put forward a coalition. So it wouldn't be Israeli elections without drama, but we have heard from Kahol Lavan's Benny Gantz, who hasn't conceded just yet, but has said that he will respect the will of the people and looks forward to the healing process. And we've also heard from the man they still call the Kingmaker, who was eerily silent in the run-up to these elections, Avigdor Lieberman. He has said that he will do everything in his power to ensure that we have no fourth set of elections. So it's very exciting. Let the horse trading, as they say, begin as the coalition's talks start in earnest. And like we've been speaking every day, we're going to focus a little bit on the coronavirus. And the latest news in from Iran is that at least 23 more people are infected with the coronavirus there. In Israel, a little bit of drama with regards to counting ballots. Election officials are very, very reluctant to count ballots that were cast yesterday by those who were quarantined as per coronavirus precautions. But because of the virus, El Al has announced that they may consider suspending flights to Cyprus now as the virus spreads, and may also start quarantining visitors from the United States. And we will keep you updated as this progresses. But we did hear news in from China this morning that their levels of corona are starting to wane. So hopefully, as temperatures increase and as people take the necessary precautions, we will be able to stop the spread of this very, very mysterious and also potentially life-threatening disease. And in our final story, a very interesting story, the Vatican will be opening their World War II archives. Now, normally they only open archives every 70 years, and this is of particular interest to the Jewish community, to the global Jewish community, because it's often been debated as to what Pope Pius's role was during the Holocaust. Often the Vatican faces a lot of criticism for not taking a stand against spreading Nazi genocide of the Jewish people of Europe. But there are two schools of thought. Some say that Pope Pius used a policy of quiet diplomacy, but the majority are very, very critical at the silence and the inaction of the Vatican during this time. So hopefully the opening of these Vatican files and archives will give us closer insight. So those are the top stories making headlines today. You can be sure we will continue this week with the election updates. But if you're looking for great reading material that may not be election related, look no further than our website at www.layoftheland.online. There's a beautiful article from Justin Amner from Australia on Jewish pride. He speaks a little bit about Kirk Douglas, which is very, very moving. And you can catch it also on our Facebook page at Lottle's site. Give us a like and a follow and a share, and invite your friends to do the same. And remember that you can help spread the news from Israel if you're not seeing it in the mainstream media by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Simply look for us at the Israel Brief, click on the subscribe button, and hey, invite your friends to do it as well. So with the Tuesday post-election edition of the Israel Brief, I'm Roly Marks. We'll chat again tomorrow.